Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today, where we're going a bit more back to form, I suppose, compared to yesterday's videos, where we had a nice little art history museum exhibit, I suppose, walk around the Fawnhollow Museum and see it in all its completed glory. I'd imagine that we will be getting something of a post to be like, oh, look at all the things you collected. Honestly, I don't really know how it works, but either way, we're just going to chat about stuff. I'm not really sure what to chat about, but you know, I guess we'll chat about what's it? Basically, like a sequel thing to like Wii Sports came out. What was it called? Hold on. It's like Wii Sports sequel, but it's not a sequel. It's not like the Wii Resort. It's a new one. What's it called? Nintendo Switch Sports. You know, I guess that makes sense. Hello everyone, right now in Fawnhollow, it's 4:45 PM on Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. Later. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If the previous one was called Wii Sports, I don't know why this one wouldn't also be called Console Sports. It was released a couple of days ago, maybe last Friday or something. I was only sort of like vaguely aware about it, only like I'm now sort of talking about it because now I'm sort of watching Northern Line and as well playing through it. As always, you know, the only YouTuber I apparently watch. From Blabbers, hold on. Esteemed dear, in celebration of completion of museum's collection, I hope you accept this commemorative framed art poster. These are now available for purchase, so let me know if you'd like more. Fawnhollow Museum, Blabbers. What's their favourite list? Because why not? We definitely need to throw away some more mail, I suppose, here and then. So we'll sort of scroll down to the bottom, just be like, you know what? Sorry, biscuit. Don't want this one anymore. As soon as we see any sort of duplicates, you know, we've got to toss them away. We should have collected basically all of all the birthday letters from villagers gone by, but alas, we didn't really think about that at the time, and you know, maybe they'll give us more mailbox space in the future. Who really knows? But yeah, I know. So, Nintendo Switch Sports came out, if you don't know, it's basically, well, no, I'm not going to say it's a sequel to Wii Sports, because Wii Sports got a sequel, I think, when like Wii Sports Resort or something, but it's like a sort of a spiritual successor, I suppose, on the next generation console, and if you've never heard of Wii Sports, one, how, two, well, not how, but I'd imagine the amount, probably the overlap between people who've heard or even played Wii Sports and people who are watching an Animal Crossing video is probably quite high, I'd imagine, in the proportions, but perhaps it was before your time, which is fair enough. If you don't know, it's the game which came bundled with like almost every single Nintendo Wii, which is why it's like the highest selling game in history, probably like second to Tetris or something. But yeah, it came bundled with like every single Wii, so it's got like hugely inflated like sales numbers and things like that. And it was basically just kind of like a big old demo, I suppose, for what the Wii had to offer, because you know, motion, I suppose, gameplay. Oh yeah, we need to do the Mayday tour. I actually completely forgot about that. I guess we'll do that in a sec. Because you know, motion control gameplay was of course quite a new thing, and not something which was particularly done much before, but I couldn't even think of apart from like Xbox Connect. Did that come out before Wii, or maybe it came out after Wii? I don't really. Of course, it was sort of just like a display of what you could do, and you could play like 6 games. You could play tennis, golf, baseball, boxing. What was the other one? Bowling. Maybe it's only 5 sports. I don't really know, but it was actually a game I played quite a lot because I remember when I don't even know why I'm coming over here, Crazy Red. We don't need to buy anything from you anymore. I remember when I first got the Wii and like invited like family friends to play it in the first place, and people would just be like, "Whoa, this is like kind of cool," and that sort of thing. Because I think I was the first person to get the Wii in like my circle of family friends, at least, and not my circle of primary school friends, from what I recall. But I don't really know off the top of my head if that's true or not. But yeah, it's sort of just like a nice sort of display. Of course, the games don't really like hold up like particularly well. It's not like you play them and you're like, whoa, this is like super enticing or something. You just go like, okay, yeah, it's like probably the most bare bones sort of like sports game you could really have, and you know, it's kind of fine. It's not like you particularly need much else from like Wii Sports, and I played it quite a lot. I don't think it's my most played Wii game. I'm not really sure what is my most played Wii game. I'm going to be particularly honest. But I played a decent amount of Wii Sports, and I played a lot of, you know, like the Wii Sports Tennis especially. I remember because they had an ELO system in the Wii Sports where you play against like harder and harder CPUs or whatever, and your ELO would climb up. But there's a thing where you didn't have to play both like, because all the Wii Tennis things were doubles for some reason, and I don't remember if you could even play singles, or maybe like only I played doubles, I can't remember. But there was a thing where you could do where you could play as a front player only and not play as a back player, which I guess they didn't program it in to be expected or whatever. I think when you play doubles, you're kind of expected to play both party members of Wii Tennis. But I didn't, for whatever reason. I only played as the front person, or whatever, and I got like a super high CPU level who matched the enemy CPU levels at the same time whenever I played like the ranked modes, I suppose, of Wii Sports Tennis, which ended up for some reason using the ELO system. It meant that I was like half a ELO of like all the surrounding CPU players who I was getting matched up against, which really didn't make any sense. But you know, it's not just like a it kind of, well, I mean, back then, well, not back then, I didn't really think much of it, and then like a little while later I was like, it kind of felt like I sort of cheated my way into like the high ELO. But now I think about it, that doesn't really make sense. I mean, like, it's not like tennis doubles isn't a thing in reality or whatever, and it's not like if you play tennis doubles, you know, one person will probably have a preference for being up front, one person have a preference of being up back or something. I mean, I'm not really sure, I'm not an expert in tennis, so I can't really say I know for certain, but sort of like, you know, my skills was, I'm sure, was legitimately up there, maybe, in Wii Sports Tennis. Probably not, to be honest. I mean, Wii Sports Tennis, I just kind of like furiously waved a Wii remote back and forth to just like volley the shot every single time it came near me, to be honest, with no sort of sense of rhyme or reason. I can't say I played much of the Wii Sports golfing tour, to be honest. But we'll go on the Mayday tour, have a chat with Rover, and we'll, you know, we'll sort out the sort of maze thing. Even though it's not Mayday anymore, it's 3 days after Mayday, in fact. No, but I didn't really play much of a golfing one. I played an okay amount of a boxing, but not all that much either. I played some of baseball. I think I only really played a tennis one, I think about it. What was it? Boxing, baseball, tennis, bowling. Oh no, I played a decent amount of bowling as well. I mean, I think like the bowling is kind of what people remember from Wii Sports. I would say what I actually did the most was definitely the challenge modes in the Wii Sports, where basically each of them had like 3 different mini games you could play using the mechanics of. Let's see if the maze is actually any different, or if it's exactly the same. Using the mechanics of you start with a shovel. Sounds about right. And you had to. I can't remember how you meant to solve this, to be honest, but I guess we'll do our best to actually properly solve it this time as well. Oh yeah, that's right. We had to save 3 fruits, and we can't go back that way. So you had to eat this fruit to start off with, or just drop it on the floor apparently like that. Yeah, there was like these sort of mini games you could play, if I recall. Let's see how well I can remember them. The bowling mini games. One of them was basically it had like increasing amount of pins. Like the first level only had 1 pin, and then it all went all the way up to 100 pins, and you basically had to knock over as many pins as you possibly could, from what I recall. I think the thing we had to do was like you had to walk around and basically try and find. Oh yeah, it is a bit different. That ending space is a little bit different this time, isn't it? I think it is. But yeah. What was I going to say? I forgot. Yeah, you had to play these mini... Well, you didn't have to play these mini games, but you could play these mini games, I suppose is a better way to put it. So what do we have access to? We've only access to wood. Oh no, that's not true. We have access to these sticks as well. Which, and a rock here. And some iron. Of course. I feel like I remember that tree on the left there was quite a crucial component to actually doing stuff, wasn't it? And you have an axe to chop down like 1 tree or something. I don't really recall. There's a recipe in there, which is strange. I don't remember a recipe. Why is that crafting table as well? What was I saying? I don't really recall. We need to get some fruit though. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I can't remember what the other bowling mini games were. I think there was one where there was like hurdles in the way or something. You had to sort of figure out your way past them to actually get anywhere in the first place. I suppose we could chop this down to get 2 apples. We could chop this one down. Hold on, we have 3 things. Is this how we get to the crafting? That's probably how we get to the crafting bench. What can we even make? I don't really know. Oh, that's probably what a recipe's for, isn't it? I don't really remember how we're going to do things, so I'm just going to chop this tree down. Like, I mean, I don't know why I'm trying to perfect this again, because, like, the first time we did it, we didn't even perfect it. I say I didn't perfect it. And then the second time, we're doing it now. Oh yeah, we don't even need to dig it up, I suppose. The second time I did it, I perfected it anyway, and I got the extra bells, but... It just seems a little bit excessive, I suppose, for me to go through all this trouble to do something which I don't need to. But I'm doing it anyway, just for the thrill of the hunt of I say Pokeball collecting, that's not right. Of perfecting exactly what we're doing. I forgot how. We should probably get those extra apples. I think that was the key. I think you had to use your apple to get an extra apple, if I recall. Oh no, maybe you had to make an axe first and then. I know, we got an apple. Use an apple, break a rocks. Because the rocks you have to break with apples. I'm sorry I'm taking a bit of a tangent from Wii Sports. I actually need to think about this a little bit. Flimsy axe. Axe. I think I messed this up. No, I can't have possibly messed it up already. Let's think about it. We need 3 apples. We have 2 apples. We can use 1 apple here to get 2 apples. Well, no, we need to use 1 apple here, don't we? We've only got 4 apples. Oh, 5 apples available to us. So we've got 5 apples. We can use 2 of them. I assume we use one here to make an axe. And then we use the other one to get rid of a crafting table. That's my assumption. Yeah, I think that must be the case. One to get the thing for the axe and one to get rid of this. I suppose you could mess this up entirely and just put like plant the tree down. Wait, you can't. You could probably soft lock yourself in this maze, couldn't you? I never really thought about it. I wonder if that's something we should try to do, but that also sounds like, you know, pointless. So I don't know why we do that. I can't remember if we have a bowling things you have to. Oh, you know what? That's what we had to do. We had to make sure we get these apples first, otherwise we get blocked off from getting this apple. I remember now. I can't remember what the other bowling activities were. I think there was one where there was like hurdles in the way or something. No, that can't be right. I use the apple, I get the axe. Oh yeah, no, okay. That was where I did it wrong. Is before, when I did it the first time, I used the apple to get 2 more apples, which I thought was an equivalent trade, but no. Because as it turns out, you can use the apples and you can break the trees with axes later, so it doesn't actually matter. And there we go. This will give us. Wait, no, this isn't giving us. You know, this is fine because we'll have an axe to break the trees in the future. Now we need to run all the way back to actually get the axe. A bit of a nuisance, but you know, sometimes life is a bit of a nuisance. You have to put in a little bit of elbow grease to get things done. I don't really know where I'm going with this like thing. What was the other bowling? It's actually annoying me what the other bowling activity was. But there was definitely 3. The tennis one. I can't remember what the tennis one was, but one of them was like was the moving sort of like thing which like a moving like goalpost, I suppose, above the net, which moved like back and forth, and you had to basically continuously score as many hit as many rallies, I think, through that moving sort of goalposts. One of them was like a target on the wall, I think. You had to keep up a rally against the wall, but the tennis balls had to always hit the target, if I recall. What was the other one? I don't remember what the other one was, to be honest. Off the top of my head. I remember I was not very good at the tennis one, so. I think that was the first one, the target one, and the second one was the moving goalpost one. I think I might have never unlocked the third one because I was so bad at the goal post one for some just, I don't know, unfathomable reason. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I think it's this way we need to go, right? No, I was literally just here. Oh no, we need to go around. Go around town. I don't know why I'm doing this, just for a few thousand extra bells, but still. It's all for the fun of it. That's not right. What am I doing? What's the baseball? I don't remember any of them actually anymore. I do promise I did play a lot of a Wii Sports because I thought they were very fun, but I don't know. I suppose maybe I played a lot more Wii Play, but even then I'm not sure if I can remember Wii Play Sports. You had that fishing game, you had the Finding the Faces game, which was my favourite one. I think you had tanks, right? I don't remember the others. They've all gone completely from my head. Anyway, so basically there's Nintendo Switch Sports. Am I going to get it? Probably not, I'm going to be honest. Like, I mean, sport games aren't really my sort of thing most of the time. And it does look like it's a fun thing, but I can't help but wonder why this didn't come out, I suppose, with a release of a Switch. Just like Wii Sports did. It feels a bit strange to have like a spiritual successor come out so far after the actual one came out in the first place, huh? Like, I assume originally it was a sort of like tech demo thing, but now it's sort of like, well, it's not really much of a tech demo anymore. Like, we're kind of, everyone's very familiar with the Switch in the first place. I guess that's kind of what 1-2 Switch was taking place. I guess this is more like a nostalgia bait, if anything. Hello. Hello, Rover. Ah, so we meet again. Someone told me I'd run into you here. But hey, congrats on reaching the goal. So how have you been lately? Oh, it's dear, right? No complaints here? That's great to hear. You look happy, so it's good to hear you are. It's always nice to have this sort of check-in with Rover every single year. I've been wandering from island to island, taking in the sights as usual. Oh, I know, I'll send a message to your place. Keep your eyes peeled for when it gets to your island. I hope our paths cross again. I'll be seeing you around. You got anything else to say, Rover? Tom Nook has really made a name for himself. Not bad for a guy who used to own little more than an apron. It's nice to take a plane every once in a while. I'm used to travelling by train, riding the rails, as they say. Were you able to finish a maze like you wanted, by the way? If you want to restart, you can do so by using the rescue service app on your Nook phone. Oh yeah, so you can't actually softlock yourself. I forgot about the rescue service app. We've never used it yet. You know, I think I'm going to hang out on this island a little longer. I like it here. I wonder which island I should visit next. I just love how each one offers its own adventures and personality. You have a lot of dialogue here, Rover. Well, never mind. 5 lines of dialogue, I suppose that's something. But this, I feel like this was a different layout. At least it was a different layout from what we had last year. Last year, Rover was definitely standing up the top of a cliff. Or sitting at the top of a cliff. I recall that much, at least. But yeah. It does seem a little strange on Nintendo Switch Sports is only being released now. But, you know, it looks like people are having fun with it. So, really, who am I to sort of like... I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. If anything, it does look quite fun. And I do like some of the choice of the sports. I haven't like fully looked out of them, and I only know that volleyball is one of them. I saw there was like I think it's kendo. I'm not really sure. Like the sword fighting one is some traditional Japanese sport, and I'm like, that looks pretty cool as well. You know, and I certainly appreciate the fact that they've changed it up, I suppose, and used different sports. And if anything, I guess that's kind of what Wii Sports Resort was all about. It was all about trying out all these different sort of like wild and wonderful sports. It goes like paragliding. I think there's like sumo wrestling or something. In Wii Sports Resort. I don't know. I didn't own it, so I can't really comment if that's true or not. But it certainly seemed like it would be. And apparently, you know, I saw like a post or an article. I did. About how people were now damaging the equipment all over again. Time to head home. Because people are not using the straps for the Joy-Cons on the Nintendo Switch, which sort of just like is like a I guess a sense of deja vu, because, you know, especially when the Wii was first released, I got like huge amounts of not huge amounts, I remember huge amounts of like news articles or like videos, you know, top 10 fails or whatever, and with people using the Wii and just, you know, like swinging about using motion controls and just like yeeting their Wii remote straight into like their computer monitor or their TV screen or something like that, and people just go, oh, whoa, lots of messages, which is, you know, I suppose to me at the time, and even somewhat to me at the moment now, it's like, wow, you know. I don't know why you're sitting there, Raymond, but it's just like, obviously the easiest thing to do to prevent it would be to wear the Joy-Con strap or the Wii remote strap, which, you know, me, especially as a young child, and me now especially, if I'm ever using something which has motion control, I put the Joy-Con strap on. I'm not here to like randomly toss my Joy-Con around, and even if I think I'm going to have a strong enough grip to definitely not let go of it, you know, I feel like it's very easy to get into this sort of mindset. You're like, obviously I'm not going to like chuck it and hit my TV monitor computer screen or something once, but it only takes one little slip up, and then that's how it happens in the first place, right? Ah, Fauna's photo, lovely. Well, we can stop giving you gifts now. We can just talk to you like a normal person, I suppose, instead of having all these fossils, which sort of raises the question of what we're going to do with these random gifts we have in our inventory. I guess we'll just put them away. I don't really know. I suppose we've kind of done all our major goals now in Animal Crossing, which is a bit strange to say. So it really has turned into full-on podcast mode. I mean, I suppose eventually we'll start doing all the Nook Mile missions to actually completely fill those out. But we don't need to do that yet, you know. we've done 2 missions in very short succession. We don't need to be in such a rush with Animal Crossing. Yeah, like, I mean, back then especially, I was just like, why wouldn't people just wear the Joy-Con strap? It takes like 2 seconds, and I don't understand. And even now, to a certain extent, I'm like, I don't fully get why you wouldn't in the first place, because it's so easy just to like put the Joy-Con strap on. But I also understand that people are sort of like, oh, I didn't mean to put present down, kind of reluctant to do it in the first place, because it's, you know, kind of like effort, and a lot of people, fairly enough, go into a mindset that I'm not gonna like, you know, randomly end up tossing my Joy-Con strap. There's Fawn's photo, precious. Tossing a Joy-Con or a Wii remote and hitting something by accident. But, you know, I suppose for me, you know, I like to do things securely and safely, I suppose. If it's just like, wear the strap just in case you accidentally like toss it into something, I'm like, of course I'd do that. Why wouldn't I? It takes half a second. But I understand that it's a bit annoying at the same time. I mean, I don't imagine people going to it with a mindset of being like, oh, I'm going to purposely do it because I want that risk. It's more just like, it's not worth the effort, I suppose. Sort of like some people don't like, end up wearing like the seatbelt on a bus or something, whatever, you know, and I do. Just in case, you never know. It's not like me betting on the fact that the bus is going to go into like an accident or something, you know. I mean, the bus drivers and drivers are people who tend to be driving for quite a while, quite a long time, and operating buses like most of our lives are quite well experienced exactly on that sort of thing. But, you know, it only takes someone, you know, someone else making a mistake, not necessarily even the bus driver themselves or whatever, or, you know, just one bad slip up, and then suddenly, you know, you really sort of wish you had the seatbelt on. So I might call myself overly paranoid or overly cautious about that sort of thing, but I don't know. These things don't take very long, and to me at least, I don't find them particularly annoying. I know, you know, some people don't wear seatbelts because they find it annoying or whatever. I would recommend, please do wear your seatbelts. It takes half a second. It's not really that big a deal, in my opinion. And, you know, if you're going to play, you know, your Wii, if you're going to play on your Switch and you're playing a game with motion controls, put on the Joy-Con strap. Like, come on, it takes half a second. And they're not that finicky, I'm going to be perfectly honest. You just go, pop. You slide them on, you know, it's a switch, as they say in the adverts. So you might as well. Because, I don't know. I suppose it's sort of just like a reevaluation of what people, you know, it's sort of like, I hate to take us like in a financial direction or doing like a risk cost like analysis or something on it, but it's sort of like the cost is every single time you want to use it, you have to spend like 10 seconds or something securing on the strap, versus not having to do that, but having like the 1 in, I don't know, 20,000 chance that you'll accidentally like chuck your Joy-Con somewhere and end up damaging something. I mean, yeah, I suppose you're playing another roulette of what you might damage. You know, obviously the big loser will be damaging the TV screen, but maybe you'll like, I don't know, knock over a ceramic mug, in which case you'll be like, oh, okay, you know, maybe it's worth it to you, you know, paying the price of that like £5 ceramic mug you got from Sports Direct or something, just to not have to deal with a kerfuffle, that's the word I wanted, with putting the Joy-Con strap on around your wrist. And to me, I'm just like, you know, I'd rather not have to deal with the possibility of like I suppose it's the cost to me is so minuscule that I'm just like, it's basically the same as doing nothing. So I might as well do it. But to other people, you know, maybe it's really inconvenient. Maybe, you know, maybe the string irritates the wrist and because it's like abrasive or something. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, they don't like the sensation, it sort of bothers them. Fair enough, you know. I'm not here to judge you based on like your own personal life experiences of that sort of thing, because I'm not you. And I'm not here to dictate how you should do things, but if it's just laziness, I'm just like, come on. It takes like 10 seconds. To be fair, I think a lot of it's probably baked into the fact that, you know, people, like, I mean, myself included, I'd sort of just like, oh, I'm never going to like toss my Joy-Con or Wii remote into something dangerous, and, you know, I'm just going to have a tight grip on it. And, you know, a lot of the time, even if I do think that, I still do the strap thing anyway, so maybe I don't think that. I don't really know how this works, to be honest. I'm sort of talking myself around in circles. But anyway, that's just my recommendation. Whatever Joy-Con strap, whatever the Wii remote strap and that sort of thing. I mean, the Wii remote even came with like these like the padded things, which came in like later generations, which I never got. Not like never got as in like understood the concept of them. Like I literally never had them because I bought a Wii earlier when they came out. I mean, they certainly seem like they'd be useful, I suppose, for being accidentally like whacked into things. What if it isn't for Boo? So glad to hear your voice. Let's talk. Ah, just look at that sky. Mother Nature always picks such on-trend colours for the season. You got that right. Blue. Anyway, I think we'll round off this episode here. I don't know what I talked about, but yeah, I don't know. If you're playing Nintendo Switch Sports, I hope it's a fun time. And please wear the safety strap, the Joycon strap. And if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join my Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.